Hello, I'm David Allen, and this is one of a series of videos about life between lives spiritual regression, or life between lives hypnotherapy. This will discuss some of the questions that people ask about soulmates and soul groups and the answers that they've received. The series also includes an introduction to LBL, Life Between Lives Hypnotherapy, and specifically current life progress and life selection, the nature of soul existence, and why some lives experience extreme difficulty. Remember that all the information presented here comes directly from the spoken word of real people, and the examples from sessions that I have personally conducted. These answers come from the unique source of individual experience. You can see the other videos by clicking on the links that brought you here, or by just following the YouTube menus. One of the most common occurrences in an LBL, or Life Between Lives hypnotherapy session, is the meeting of one's soul family. In the reports about such meetings, it's clear that two other entities hold more importance for an individual than all of the others. One of these is their spirit guide, and I speak more about spirit guides in the video entitled About Soul Existence. But the other is the soul that they feel is closest to them, the one they have the closest connection with, and that's often the first soul to meet them when they return to their spiritual home. Sometimes a spirit guide is also a soulmate, but that seems to be relatively rare, so I won't go into the detail of that in this particular video, but will concentrate upon the interest of individuals in understanding where these close connections occur in their lives. As well as this closeness being felt on meeting, it often transpires that the closest soul is also close in physicality as well as spirituality, and that these relationships transcend time and space and have existed always. It's no wonder that the participants of these enduring and close relationships have come to be known as soulmates, and that people want to know if they have already found their soulmate or if they are yet to appear. The soul family, or primary soul group, often work together in a life with members taking various parts to meet the objectives of that life, the client, and for themselves. I'm told that the organising of an incarnation is an incredibly complicated affair, and dealt with by specialist souls whose job it is to match the needs of all concerned and make it all happen in a practical manner. So it seems that little is left to chance in this particular process. Over the construction and organising of perhaps thousands of physical lives, it is possible then that sometimes members of the soul family are not in every life. And it follows that even soulmates do not always occur in every life. And people do find that this happens. A typical soul group meeting brought about through LBL matches the remaining energy of incarnated souls in the spiritual realm with their physical characters in the current life. People will often identify family and friends in this group, particularly with respect to the role of their soulmate. Sometimes your true soulmate isn't in your life and is not intended to be, and sometimes they are. But sometimes they are intended to be there, but something goes wrong, and it just never happens. The most common relationship between soulmates is as partners, but there are also many where they are friends, or parents, or children, siblings, and so on. It seems to be that the relationship most helpful to the lessons of the life is the one adopted. Questions regularly asked are, who is my soulmate? Have I met him or her yet? How will I know who it is? And these are understandable questions. But do these questions get proper answers? Well, sometimes yes, and sometimes not so clear. The following is a transcript between a client and a member of her council during a council session. The name used in this real conversation, of course, has been changed. He says, now the he in this transcript is the member of the council. He says, your friend Peter, he's actually putting a ball of golden light which is travelling up my arm, travelling down, it's going into my heart. He's saying, you will have a relationship with Peter. You will have a life partner. You are really worried that you are going to be on your own for the rest of your life. You're not. Please stop worrying about that. I'm talking to him saying, I don't want to be alone. I can't go on with this being alone thing. And he says, I know, and it's changing. The pattern is changing. There will be the partner. He's saying, Peter will be your partner. There isn't someone else coming. It is this particular man who is just about in my life. He's on the edge of my life. On the human level, he's just about in my life. Please don't worry, he's saying. It will be all right. He's beginning to sit down. He's sitting down. He's smiling. Now, this example is quite specific, and it can be that way because it doesn't materially interfere with existing relationships as it happens, nor does it create any obvious complications. But where that might be likely, the information will be more guarded. In the example I've just read, they are both free and had already connected in this life. So the information was really more of a confirmation than a revelation, and that's often how it's done. People tell me that the realisation when soulmates meet in life is felt rather than seen or heard, though the meeting may not be in person. Looking at a photograph or hearing a voice will trigger that feeling as powerfully as if they were in the room. So whilst a visual or audio signal might trigger that feeling, it really is the feeling that provides the knowledge that there seems to be this inner knowledge. Love at first sight, for example. A clear message from many discussions about this phenomena could be, trust yourself and trust your feelings. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.